We are going to get into it. What's up? What's up? What's up? The brother man has returned. I want to share with you an article I found very interesting. Very, very interesting. We're going to pull this up here. It's out of Fox Business. It's from the U.S. News and World Report. Here we go. Let's get this music up a little bit. A little too much music. All right, let's go ahead and share this presentation. Let me share this article. We're talking about all right. So this is the article I was telling you about, and this is very interesting. Fitting this time of year because everybody has got shopping on their mind. They got the holiday shopping on their mind. And this is something that you should keep in mind and should be thinking about moving into next year. Fox Business. They have an article a couple of days ago, December 8th. So about 10 days. Nearly half of Americans expect to go into debt buying holiday gifts. According to a survey done by the U.S. News and World Report, average credit card balance stands at more than $5,000. Here's how to pay the holiday debt quickly. So we're going to look at what this survey talks about. We're going to look at what they recommend on how to pay this debt off. And then we're going to look at another solution. So we're going to get this wrapped up in just a couple minutes here. Many Americans expect to come out of this holiday season with more debt as inflation continues to rise. In fact, nearly 42% of shoppers expect to go into debt paying for holiday gifts and travel this year, according to the U.S. News and World Report. Isn't that something? 42% is nearly half. That's almost half of the people in the country expect to go into debt. Now let's talk about this. The survey also found that 19.6% of respondents expect to carry a balance on their credit card. 13.4% expect to use a buy now, pay later plan. 8% suspect they would carry a balance moving into next year on these types of plans. That's a problem. The results are surprising since 2/3 of respondents in this report said they are at least a little concerned about having enough money to pay for the holiday this year. Nearly 1/3 say they expect to spend more this year than next year. But carrying over balances and taking debt can be particularly burdensome. And this is because the Federal Reserve has raised the interest rates 6 times this year in order to lower inflation. The last interest rate was at the range of 3.75% to 4%. The highest has been since 2008 financial crisis. And while the Financial Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said the Fed will slow down the pace of rate hikes, any spike in federal funds can impact consumer products like credit cards. So you want to pay attention to that if you're using credit cards to buy these gifts. Still, the interest rate gap between credit cards and personal loans remains historically high. The average interest rate on credit cards is 16%. On the other hand, personal loans is at 10%, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. So if you're struggling with high interest debt, you can consider paying it down with a personal loan at a lower interest rate. Now, this article goes to show you some of the lenders they got. Of course, they probably got like some affiliate commission to go with it, but yeah, no issue with that. But just let you know, total household debt reached $16.5 trillion in the third quarter of 2022, according to the New York Fed's latest household debt and credit report. There's an increase of $351 billion year over year. So from last year to this year, increase of $351 billion. Vantage Score analyzed and found that consumers in October averaged $5,600 in credit card balances month to month. The firm noted that rising interest rates and prices combined with strong consumer demand contributed to the balances. And here they are recommending that you go to a personal loan in the next paragraph here. So now let's look at how this story recommends to pay off holiday debt. How can you pay off holiday debt? Despite deals that come in like holiday shopping holidays like Black Friday and Cyber Monday, holiday shopping is expected to surpass $1 trillion. And now let's look at the ways they recommend. They say sign up for a balance transfer card. Balance transfer cards allow people to pay down credit card debt transferred over 0% APR for an introductory period, which can last as long as 18 months. You got to have good credit to do that. But borrowers need to be careful to pay off the transferred debt within that time period. Afterward, the balance transfer card can pick up an APR like other credit cards. And then interest accrues on the balance. So if you want to do that strategy, you need to look at however much that card is running at 0% and pay your balance off by the time that 0% introductory rate ends. Otherwise, you're going to be building more debt moving forward. What's the second way they recommend? Take out a personal loan. They recommend taking out a personal loan to consolidate high interest credit card payments. You want to keep tabs on the loan's terms because some have prepayment penalties, or you want to pay attention to the interest rates as well. And then it talks about taking out a cash out mortgage refinance. I don't know if I recommend that unless you just have to do that. Home prices are up 5% year over year, according to the latest housing market overview at Redfin. Homeowners can take advantage of this by pulling money out of their home through a cash out refinance to pay off high interest debt. So that's something to think about. Now, what have other people done? If you don't like those three, or maybe you're not in a position to do any of those three suggestions because your credit is bad, or you've got high balances, what can you do? Well, you can do what me and thousands of other people are doing. We are employing a strategy called income shifting. Income shifting. The first part of that is filling out our W-4 form properly. Many of us have jobs, 9-to-5 jobs. Most of us are not independent contractors. We work for somebody like a corporation or even a small business, but we work for somebody. Most people overpay their taxes throughout the year by $3,000 or more. But we show you how to fill out your W-4 form properly. And then we should also show you how to give yourself an instant pay raise. Filling out your W-4 form properly and by starting a home-based business, which will give you access to strategies on how you can minimize your taxes. So you can save money on your taxes and increase your cash flow throughout the year. Plus, give yourself an opportunity to make money with a home-based business, referring digital services and products to other people and getting paid a commission and a residual from it. Now, does this work? Well, let me share with you a couple of experiences from other people who have employed this strategy. We're going to go to Ioannis. Check her story out.
Hi, yes, my name is Joannis Williams, and before my econ, I was known as the PDL Queen, the Payday Loan Queen, because what I was bringing in wasn't covering what needed to go out. But since I've joined my econ the last year and a half, I have cash flowed over $10,000, and that has helped me pay debt down, helped me increase my 401k for my future and the future of my children. So I love my econ, and I just say come learn with us and join this money makeover mission.
All right. So as you see, she employed the strategy, was able to get out of the cycle of payday loans by increasing her cash flow, and she found the money to not only get out of debt, but to start building her investment portfolio. Let's look at another testimony here. We are going to look at my boy Al here. No, let's look at Carlos. Let's talk to Carlos here.
Well, before my econ, I'm a federal employee, so we was getting ready to go through a furlough time frame, which was going to cost me $600 a month. I got with a friend of mine. He showed me my econ, and just from strategy number one, I increased my income to $550, which got me over that hump. And since that time, I carried over and started building my own business, and income shifted over $100,000.
So you see, people are not only income shifting, they're getting out of debt. They're employing strategies that people, like everyday people, need to use to get out of debt, to start building an investment portfolio, to start building cash flow. As you've seen, this strategy works. If you want to learn more about this strategy, I am going to put the link to break this down. We'll put a link to my website in the comment section so you can check it out. See for yourself. See if this makes sense to you. I'm sure it will. And right now we're running a special promotion that will not only save you money, but it will make you money moving forward. So anyway, don't go into next year carrying a bunch of debt. Learn strategies, make moves now that will put you in a debt-free situation next year. My name is George Jackson, aka the Brother Man. Thanks for paying attention. If this makes sense to you, give me a subscribe, give me a like on this video. And like I said, I'm going to put the link to my website in the comment section. Peace. I hope you have a good one.